So yesterday, when we were recording this, I watched the final of the World Darts Championship, which is fantastic. Luke Humphries beating Luke Littler. I'm not going to mention his age because everyone else has done it ad nauseum for the past 2 weeks. This is a clip which has done the rounds. People keep tagging me and stuff like this all the time, which I love. This is Jockey Wilson, and the bloke who I like to say the name. This is the name I like to say the most when I do my 80s darts commentary impression. Yes. Cliff Lazarenko. Just before a game. Would it be in the middle of a game? This must be mid-game.
It feels mid-game, yeah.
Yeah, probably mid-match.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess here, around 1984.
Game on, third, Jockey to throw first. Best of all of these once again.
There we go. So Jockey Wilson and Cliff Lazarenko. I love the old dart shirts. I really miss those.
Yeah.
The big silky dart shirts with the big collars and your name on them. And mid game, they're having a pint, and Jockey gets a cigarette out, which Cliff lights for him. So they're just there having a smoke and a drink. and I really miss. I thought that I've gone right back into the darts. I loved the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
But when I was a kid, this would have been darts to me, and it's.
Yeah.
I don't know how a sport that's so simple. It is so simple with almost no equipment that anyone can play. How it can be so different in 20 or 30 years' time.
How do you mean?
Just the look of it. So if you watch the darts then, you've got two big fat blokes. And I'm not being sizist, I'm a big fat bloke myself. Two big fat blokes in big shirts.
Yeah.
Having a pint on stage.
Yes.
Chain smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They both look like they're on the verge of a heart attack.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And
they're going to be
playing.
They're going to be playing pissed, right?
Yeah.
And little things like when they play this game,
but they wouldn't have thought they were pissed.
Oh no,
no.
It's like have you seen that video? I think it was on the BBC Archive Instagram feed over Christmas when they brought in drink driving laws in the 60s, in 1967.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah,
I haven't seen that. Go on.
So this bloke is for Panorama or something. Is interviewing.
It's the night before it goes live, isn't it?
Yeah, he's stopping people and he's breathalyzing them, and they're all drunk.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And they're all like, "Yeah, but I'm fine." He's like, "But you're not, because look, I breathalyzed you." Yeah, but I'm fine. I've only had 4 pints.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not. But you're over the limit. Well, what's that mean? It means that tomorrow you'll be breaking the law. Well, what are they going to do to me?
You'll find it.
Like, why? But I'm fine. One woman refuses to accept it. She's like, "No, I always have a gin and tonic before driving. It makes me a better driver."
Makes me better. Makes me
fun. They were drunk. They wouldn't have
spot.
thought they were drunk. They wouldn't have admitted they were drunk, certainly.
Yeah.
There'll be a sweet spot where after probably 2 pints, your nerves have dropped a little bit.
You're more of a laugh.
You probably throw better darts after 1 or 2 pints, but it'll go downhill rapidly after that. I thought.
Why is that?
I think so. This is why, like.
And why wouldn't that relate to other sports then?
Well, I think any sport where you need that level of precision, it probably would. So you look at like when Bill Wernick would play snooker.
Yeah.
Because he had the shakes.
Yeah.
He'd get nervous. Then he would.
I think that's quite specific to him, though.
Oh yeah. Back then he used to do it as well. That he used to have 2 pints of Guinness before he threw a javelin.
No, but if
Izzy thinks she's a better pool player after a few pints.
I think with sports like that, you are. Javelin there's a lot of physical effort involved in javelin. Right?
Have you ever played football or rugby after a few pints?
Yes,
it is fucking horrible.
Yeah, it's weird.
And weird.
It's like when you've got to run somewhere when you're pissed.
Yes. Yeah, like
it's
when you're
horrible feeling.
on a pub crawl or something, when someone says, "Should we have a race?" And you're like, "All right, then." And it's
you're trying to catch up, and you know you're falling over and you can't stop yourself.
Yeah, it's just the worst feeling ever, yeah.
But I think I don't mean pissed. I mean, if you have 1 or 2 pints, I would think this is anecdotal. But if I'm playing darts or pool, I'll play after 1 or 2 because you're not overthinking stuff.
Okay.
But your motor skills aren't overridden.
And where would it then become worse for you?
Well, I reckon that's probably why there is like it's a yardstick. It's not hard and fast, but about 2 pints of normal strength beer is the drink driving.
The beer they would have been drinking would have been weaker.
Yeah. So if you have 2 pints
of bitter, wouldn't have been over 4%. That beer, no way.
2 pints of bitter or 2 pints of like ordinary lager, you could. I wouldn't advise it.
Yeah.
But you could drive, right?
Okay.
And you would probably pass. You would probably pass your test. You might not.
Right.
You'd be borderline, right?
Right.
But after that, even when you thought you were okay and there was no difference in the 2 pints and the 3 pints, there is a difference.
Yeah. Okay.
Your motor skills will start to get fucked then, don't they?
Oh, I genuinely, I don't know what the drink drive limit is.
Well, that's why they would.
I think they've reduced it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be less again now, but
It was certainly when I was like 18 or 19. If you were quite a big bloke, 2 pints of normal strength beer. This is going back over 25 years. Was regarded as
my
being all
hard and
right.
fast
And one
my
pint,
rule for me,
but not anymore. Certainly
Okay.
not anymore.
Yeah.
my rule for me used to be, because I'm a big bloke, I'll have 2 normal pints and drive if it's just me. But if I'm taking anyone else anywhere, I won't have any.
Right.
Because I didn't want that on my.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On my conscience.
I'm not very good at either of those things.
I think they wouldn't.
I'm a bad driver and a bad drinker, so it's not a great combo for
They
me. So I
wouldn't
never
let
do it.
you. They wouldn't let you drink any alcohol if any alcohol made you much worse.
Right.
The drink driving limit would be 0, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but I think they have reduced it now.
I don't know. Is it one of those things that's just
10, 15
inconceivable?
years.
It did get reduced quite recently.
Yeah.
But
That's interesting.
what's interesting with darts? I went to the darts at the O2 about 6 months ago, and it was a fantastic night out. It was a great day, actually. It was a really good day. And the thing with darts is when you look at it from 1983-84, when it was huge, darts had to change. And what I think is quite impressive is they've kind of kept the fun and the vibe of it whilst completely altering everything else. So I think darts is almost... It's as fun now as it was then, just in a different way. In a way that, say, Premier League football isn't as fun as First Division football was.
I think technology helps now. So you got the big screens. You can see the action. There's all that sort of stuff.
It's much smaller venues in those days for that reason, obviously.
One of the big differences is something else that makes snooker seem like an anachronism sometimes, and makes silence for the kicker in rugby seem a fucking ridiculous concept. Is you watch the old games when Lazarenko would have been playing, it'd be like, second lead, Clifton throw first, ladies and gentlemen, best of order, please. And it'd be like, you watch when they're throwing darts in the 80s, you can hear a pin drop.
Does it go quiet? Okay.
Completely.
Right. Okay.
And then there's raucous between the throws and the drops from the throw-in, right? But now, look at what those boys yesterday were averaging like 106, 108, and people don't shut up now. It's noisy all the way through it.
12,500 people there when I was at the darts.
I don't think I'd enjoy it. I don't know.
I tell you what, you wouldn't enjoy. There's an awful lot of the dressing up bit. There's a lot of people dressed as like
yes, I was the only one.
the
not
Mario
dressed up.
Brothers and stuff.
I was wearing a delightful Armalux overshirt, but no
Somebody's there like a Teletubby, and it's like a fucking stag do. I'm all right.
Yeah.
What keep
the third Mario season to be tiresome.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is though? What stops you from getting wound up by that stuff?
Yeah.
Is that the darts is so compelling.
Okay.
And also the game itself is so quick. I hadn't really appreciated until I was there how quick they throw darts.
Okay.
Well, that's also speeded up. You watch the
So
old,
it kind of you're always watching it.
You watch the old games, and it's like they'll throw a dart, move around, have a look at it, have a little look at it, and you're watching those boys yesterday.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Jesus Christ! And even when they miss something and they've got to switch to a different double or a different treble, I mean the cameras can't keep up with it. You don't blame them because it's
amazing. Yeah,
the way their minds work with that stuff.
Well,
they are better than they used to be.
The guys who are spotters for the TV companies, they're the guys who do the maths sort of in the directors. Yeah, so there's a guy who's employed. I used to work with a guy he was a darts referee on the tour and did this as well.
He'll be saying 88, 16, will he? Like, triple.
Yeah, so he'll be going through everything as it comes up on the screen, someone will have typed that in and worked it out, and he's telling the director then, where to go with it, basically. So sort of semi-direct in the shoot. It's amazing.
Oh yeah, that is. I mean, that's a lot of focus. That fuck me.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing to watch. I think this clip sort of defines, certainly in the 80s, sportsmanship, because because you're competing with someone. I mean, I'm not going to show this to the 8-year-old girls that I coach as a definition of how to be more sporting. But I think that would be bad coaching.
Actually, they'll like each other cigarettes next week.
Yeah, I think that would be objectively a bad decision.
And to rate girls' football, they're like to each other's facts. That's good to see.
Good to see. Look at
That's
that.
good to
Look at that.
Unselfish. Unselfish.
Start of the season, guys. All of your daughters would have lit their own fags and ignored the girls from Barry.
Look how they've progressed. Look at that. That's a lovely sight. Look how they've progressed.
But it's those bits in sport that don't impact on performance, aren't they? Helping him out with that doesn't matter. There's nothing psychological about it, unless he's trying to get into his head by being nice. I don't know.
Although it's funny, those boundaries that you set yourself. Roy Keane refusing to look at his opponents as he's shaking their hands, and he's only shaking their hands because it's a Premier League directive.
It's a rule.
I think it was like an Everton mascot who was about 10, refusing to look at the Liverpool players' faces.
Love that. Nothing wrong with that at
During
all.
a derby at
He
Anfield.
was an NFL coach. I can't remember who it was now. I should know this. But he would bollock players and fine players if they helped a player from the other team back onto their feet. So you've hit somebody and you help them back up.
Yeah.
Not on that team. Not with that coach.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I just think it keeps the game moving.
Yeah. Yeah,
He's
get
just
yourself up.
right. Yeah.
Get yourself up. How injured are you, mate?
I think it works. I used to play rugby with and against a kid called Matt George, who was a mate of mine from school. One of the biggest bloke in the world, but he's the best tackler I've ever played with at any level of rugby. Right? I've never ever. It sounds like a bullshit. I've never ever seen him miss a tackle. Right? And he would tackle you, and he was only about 5'6", 5'5".
Interesting.
He'd stick on your ass and just go.
I heard some scratching in the background.
Also, Viv's doing my grouting.
No. You disappeared for a minute. I thought Viv had gone through your.
Oh, sorry.
Your
So
wire
could
cable.
you say you never ever saw him what?
I never saw him miss a tackle. So, but when he tackled you, and as I got older and bigger, and then I ended up going to UWIC, and we played the team he was playing for. I played for Glamorgan Wanderers, I think, at the time. We played then. And I thought, I'll just run through him. I'm not fucking 14 anymore. I'm a big
boy.
fit
Big
lad.
boy. Yeah.
And I dropped the shoulder on him, and he just stuck me right on my ass. And then went, "Nice run, Bubs." I was like, "Fuck off." He was always so nice about it. Do you know what I mean? He'd stick on your ass and tell you how well you're playing.
So, what was so good about his tackling then? Just technique. If he wasn't a big bloke,
He wasn't big, but he was compact. He was solid. There was he was like, he had quite a big head, quite big shoulders. He was only about 5'6", like I said, 5'5", 5'6". But he was stocky. He wasn't fat at all. Played in the backs. I don't know. There's a really good clip I might pick about what's his name? Who's the South African Detroit? I always say his name wrong. Talking about tackle technique, because he's people shitting their pants about tackling lower these days.
Sure.
You watch the good low tacklers like him. They absolutely scythe people down, right? And that's what Matt would always do. He would just take you never higher than waist, and usually around your knees, and absolutely fucking buckle you. Just lovely. Just get your feet in the right position. Get your feet in the right position. Get your head in the right position, and then it doesn't matter who you are really. And I've seen him take down like 6'6" people running at him flat out, and everyone thinks the try's on. He played fullback and just go, "You're going to end up on your arse, mate."
what's funny as well is I know people who are shorter and thinner than me, but are definitely stronger than me.
Yeah.
And some people are just, I don't know what it is. They're just tough, and they're kind of, I don't know. Like this is an example that stayed with me. But I know the guy who wrote the book about the Libertines, Pete.
Oh yes.
And Pete's like 6'2", and his band supported the Libertines, and they were all fucked on tour, and they were in the van and they were wrestling. And Doherty was quite a big guy; he's like 6'2", but Carl's much smaller. But he said Carl was incredibly tough. So if you wrestled him, you could see how strong he was, because he's just built that way. And he's not, to look at him, you wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
But then when you actually try and grapple with him, he's like a really, really tough guy. And some people, it's not their size; it's just something.
Yeah.
It's just
When you
something
meet like
physical.
rodeo cowboys, they're all really strong, and they're about 10 stone.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
their strength is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Wrestlers,
get
like
that?
There's like wrestling's a big thing over in North America, isn't it? My mate Bert Lim, played rugby with him. Chinese Canadian boy, fucking great bloke, Bert. He would take great joy in wrestling the biggest people on the team and smashing them every single time.